So near the end of quarter one, I like to start introducing story writing on the computers. Now there's a few ways you can do that. If I click on my Google Apps right here and I go to slides and I open up a blank slides presentation, the students could use this to make a book if they'd like. So you can just go ahead and click the plus sign to make a new slide, and you could make a presentation that you could, call a picture book if you'd like. If you open up a Google tab and you look up a picture, under images, they make it really easy to drag a picture to your presentation. You can just drag it in and do whatever you'd like with it. So if your students wanted to do that, they could write a book right there. Roar. I am a T-Rex. Or however they wanted to. They could do that. But there's a very good website available. So if I open up a new Google tab, I can type in storyyumper.com. And storyyumper.com is great. I'm going to cautiously recommend it for teachers. The reason I'm cautiously recommending it is because it's kind of difficult to set up. I don't think it needs to be as difficult as it is. And also because the sign-in process has changed a few times over the last few years. So there's a few different ways to set this up. I'm going to probably recommend that even though there's a way to set up a classroom, so like a teacher in charge of the different classroom books, I would recommend not doing that just because I've had a lot of problems arise from doing that. So first, we're going to hit sign up. And we can sign in with our Google account. So I'll click sign in with Google since we're on Chromebooks. It'll have us choose our account. And then it's going to ask us our birthday. And here's where the first little hiccup occurs. So my fifth graders are usually around 10 or 11 years old. But according to their privacy policy, to use StoryJumper, you have to be 13 years old. Yeah, so if anyone under 13, they got to have basically consent from their parents. So I'm not advocating using false information on websites, but if you kind of want to avoid a huge headache, you might want to have your students just put a random birthday in there and make sure they're older than 13 years old. So if they put like the year 2000, obviously they're older than 13. That's probably not the most honest way of doing this, and I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that. But if you have them put that they're below 13 years old, then they have to enter their parent's email, and then their parent has to approve that they can use StoryJumper. So that's probably the most honest and best way to do it. However, if you do it that way, there's a good chance that some of the parents won't approve it, or their parents might not have email or whatever. So the way I get around this one is if you want to have them be honest and put the actual year they were born, then they can, instead of entering a parent's email, they can enter like their partner's email address. And then their partner can get the approval email and approve them. So this is why I'm cautiously recommending StoryJumper. You might have to fudge a few numbers to get this working properly. But let's say that you put 2000. There's an option that says I'm a teacher and I want to use StoryJumper with my students in class. Even though you might be a teacher and you might want to use StoryJumper in class, I don't recommend clicking this because I've had so many problems. So I'm just going to leave it as I'm older than 13 and I'm going to sign up. Do you want your teacher to see your books? This case, I would say no. Okay. So with that being said, that is the easiest way I've found to sign up with StoryJumper. So with that being said, we're in StoryJumper. Now you can create a book. So since this is the first time doing this with your class, I would recommend that instead of having the students try to struggle and create their own book from scratch, you should probably show them how to do this first one. So what I typically have my students do is they close their laptops once they've logged in. They'll close their laptops, and then I'll project my screen onto the whiteboard and I'll say, all right, we're going to create a book right now. And then they'll just watch me create a book. So if your students are younger, You might want to consider choosing one of the pre-made template books, but for 5th graders, I typically choose a blank book. And now it's going to make you watch a video. I would probably suggest watching this with your class. It's a good resource for how to use StoryJumper. However, I'm going to skip it for now, and I'm just going to quickly read a book. So I just show my students how to use the basic features of StoryJumper, and we write a quick book in class, and then after they've seen me do it, then they go ahead and write their own books. So we'll first go to the front cover, and I'm just going to write a book, Sam the Fish. I'm just going to put a title in here. Click here, I'll put my name by Mr. Rand. And then since Sam's a fish, I can choose a prop. Now, StoryJumper includes a lot of art that beginning authors can use to illustrate their story. So I'll go here into props and I'll type in fish. And it'll bring up some cartoon fish. So I'll put this orange one and this yellow one and this green one and red. I like those. And so Sam the fish, I think I'll make him this orange one. I'll make it big and I'll even reverse it. So we've got our cover, Sam the Fish by Mr. Rand. So let's see what happens to Sam the Fish. First, we're going to want to put some text here. So I'll click on the text, and I like the stars, so I'll add the stars, and we'll say, this is Sam. He liked being with his friends. Okay, so now over here we can set up our scene. And I can click on scenes right here, and let's see what they have for sea or ocean. They've got some good ones here. So underwater, underwater, underwater. Any other ones? That looks like it. So now that I've got my scene selected, I'll go ahead and choose one of these scenes right here to use as a background image. And then I got to add Sam and his friends. So I'll go to my props, and I've got my fish here already. So I'll click the red one. I'll click the green one. I'll click the orange one because that's Sam, and I'll click the yellow one. So these are Sam and his friends, and they're just all hanging out together. Yay. This is Sam. He liked being with his friends. So we'll go to the next page, and we'll edit another text box, and I like the stars. One day, Sam woke up, and his friends were gone. Oh no. So over here, we'll add another scene, and I'll just use the same one for now. And all we have to do is add Sam by himself. And we can even add a text box. So I'll say text, and I'll add this word bubble right here. And we can make Sam say something like, oh no, where are my friends? Okay, and I can use the hand to move it a bit, and that's that. One day Sam woke up and his friends were gone. Oh no, where are my friends? So we go to the next page. I'll add another text box. So we'll say, Sam decided to find them. And I'm going to actually add a different ocean now. There we go. And we'll add Sam looking for them. Okay, and then on page 8, we'll add another text box. He tried asking a whale for help, but the whale couldn't hear him. Alright, so over here I'll add a scene of the water again, and let's see if there's any whales. Whale, okay, I've got a blue whale. I like the blue whale. So that'll be that. I'll add the blue whale now. And because Sam is supposed to be a lot smaller than the whale, I'll make Sam really small. He tried to ask the whale for help, but the whale couldn't hear him. Page 10, we'll go ahead and add some text right now. He asked a crab, but the crab was very angry. So we'll add another scene right here. I'll add, this one's okay again. And we'll go to our props and we'll look for a crab. And we've got a angry looking crab right here, that's good. And we'll even make it kind of big. but the crab was very angry. And then we'll just make like kind of a happy ending. Finally, he found his friends. Okay, so kind of a lame ending, but that's how we'll do it. Scenes, we got that, and then we'll add all 4 fish again. And we can drag them in, and we'll flip Sam, and we'll make some of them kind of looking at him. And we'll go to page 14, we'll add a text box, and we'll say the end. And that's that. Okay, so right now, the book is how I want it. And you'll notice I have 2 blank pages down here. So I'll select both pages and I'll hit the X and it'll take the page away. And I hit OK. And now I've got all my pages done. So I'll click Save and Exit. And there's my book ready to be read. So I'll click this play button. It'll open. And then if I hover over here in the bottom right hand corner, I can click and the page will turn and I can read my book. This is Sam. He liked being with his friends. One day, Sam woke up and his friends were gone. Oh no, where are my friends? Sam decided to find them. He tried asking a whale for help, but the whale couldn't hear him. He asked a crab, but the crab was very angry. Finally, he found his friends. The end. So we go to the front cover. A very simple book, not a very good book in my opinion, but it proves our point. And right now, if you wanted your students to share the book with you, they could, or they could share it with their family. All they have to do is click this share button right here. And here's the link we want below that, share with family and friends. So all you have to do is copy and paste this link, and you could paste that into a body of an email and your students could share it with you. And then we'll use this later on. We're not going to use it right now, but this embed on your site, all we have to do is copy this code and we can embed our book on our code pens. So we'll use that later on in the future. So right now I'll go to home and I can see my book right there ready to be read. So anytime I'd like to show off the books that I've written, I can just go to StoryJumper and go to my home page. As long as I'm logged in, we'll see the books that we've created. And I'll go, once I clicked finish right here, it'll show me the share button, and that'll make it very easy for your students to share these books with whoever they want. If you'd like to edit this book, so you're here in your home and you've already clicked finish, if you click on the book, if you hit edit, you'll be able to go in and you can change whatever you want. The other thing is let's say you wanted to add a page, you could just click this plus button and it adds a page right there for you. So you could add as many pages as you want and you can take away any pages that you don't need. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. StoryJumper is awesome. It's pretty powerful. We did not use all the features. If your students wanted to draw their own pictures and get them in a StoryJumper for use in their stories, they totally could do that.